The Edmonton Oilers are back in business tonight as they travel to St. Louis to start their road trip against the Blues. And Jake Guentzel got hurt last night. What's next for the Edmonton Oilers if he is unavailable? Welcome back to Gillis TV. If you're new to the channel, like anything MLB or NHL related, news, trades, rumors, whatever there is, even live streams, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we are 473 away from our goal of 1,000. Thank you guys for all the support. So let's start with the game tonight. The Oilers looking for the 32nd win of the season, and I believe it's their 19th in their last 21 games or so that they're looking to win tonight against the Blues. Stuart Skinner is confirmed to be the starter tonight, and Jordan Binnington is the starter for the St. Louis Blues. The Oilers need this win to climb up to, I believe it's 3 points behind Vegas for that second spot with a game in hand as well. Now let's get to the other news. Trade deadline, less than 3 weeks away, give or take a few days. Now, what do the Edmonton Oilers do if Jake Guentzel's hurt? He got injured last night, missed the half of the third period, with an upper body injury. Penguins coach has confirmed that he is being reevaluated today to see the extent of the injury and whatnot. So let's start with the good news. If he's not injured, Oilers still go after him. He's 52 points in 50 games. He knows how to play with superstar players like Crosby and Malkin. Be perfect to go join, Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid. Now the bad news. If he's injured, not available at the trade deadline. Two names that have been kind of floating around has been Boone Jenner, which I think at the All-Star game, McDavid kind of took him to see how he plays and stuff. They don't go to the All-Star game not to, pick random guys just because they could. There were a lot of other guys available. I believe they kind of looked at Boone Jenner as, hey, can I play with this guy? What's his attitude in the dressing room? Blah, blah, blah. Boone Jenner's one. Or is there a reunion with Jordan Eberle, which, if it were up to me, I'd totally take Jordan Eberle just because he's a fan favorite of mine. But you got to look at everything else, and I did pull up the stats here too. And before everyone says, well, what about salary cap? We'll get into that in a minute and whatnot there. So Jordan Eberle, we'll start with him. He's a +3 on a Seattle Kraken team who's fighting for a playoff spot right now. He has 29 points in 49 games. So I average that out to 0.59 points per game. He is a +3. Of course, being drafted by Edmonton, the reunion with Nugent Hopkins would probably be nice. But the thing is, what does Edmonton have that, Jordan Eberle is the same as most Edmonton Oilers players? Pass first mentality. That's what Jordan Eberle is. Out of the 29 points, he only has 9 goals. He has 20 assists. He's a pass first guy. I know a power play, okay, they shoot a bit more. But Nugent Hopkins has been shooting a little bit more. Zach Hyman, what can we say about Zach Hyman? He could have probably 42 goals by now if half of the goals disallowed actually counted as goals and whatnot. So we kind of need a shooter, I believe, to fill out the top 6. Yes, you got Evander Kane, you got Corey Perry, Draisaitl and McDavid shoot at times, but they're more passers, they're facilitators than anything except for on the power play. So now you look at Jordan Eberle, which, don't get me wrong, I would love if Jordan Eberle came back to the Edmonton Oilers. He's more of a pass-first guy, which leads me to Boone Jenner, who was injured for a bit this season as he's only played 37 games on a struggling Columbus Blue Jacket team who just fired their coach, who literally is the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Boone Jenner has 21 points in 37 games. That comes out to 0.6.0 whatever. There's a bunch of numbers after the 6, but that don't matter. He's a -8 only on the worst team in the Eastern Conference. Yes, he only has 21 points in 37 games, but the guy has 16 goals, 5 assists. He is a scorer. He does play center, so that could help the Oilers. He does play wing as well. Both could help the Oilers down the long run and could actually, if they wanted to, use him as a third-line center and just shuffle the lines a little bit, or he could play wing along whoever. So in my take, if it were up to these 3 guys, Jake Guentzel's number 1. Number 2 would be Boone Jenner, and I have to put my biased opinion about Jordan Eberle because I would love to see him back in Oilers uniform, retire as an Edmonton Oiler, whatnot. He would be number 3 just for the fact that we need goal scoring. If they're not going to shoot as much as they pass, they're not useful for this Edmonton Oilers top 6 that can already pass, can shoot, don't get me wrong, but we need more shooting because there's games where we have 2 shots in the first 10 minutes of a period. Not going to happen in the NHL. In the playoffs, you're going to get wrecked if you only have 2 shots in the first 10 minutes. So Boone Jenner would kind of take over Jordan Eberle. We know Eberle has a shot, but Boone Jenner does know how to score in his career. And like I said, 16 goals, -8 on worst team in the Eastern Conference. Not too terrible. Now, we'll go look at Jake Guentzel's stats here quickly. 52 points in 50 games, 22 goals, 30 assists. Like I said, he is a +9, and he knows how to play with all-star players. Crosby, Malkin. As much as I don't care for Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin, you gotta admit they are good players, and Jake Guentzel can complement them as well. So over the course of his career, he has 219 goals in 503 games for 466 points. If Jake Guentzel is available, I say the Edmonton Oilers' top priority is to go out and get Jake Guentzel. Do whatever it costs. It doesn't seem like the cost is high as Lindholm. That's the nice part. Now, we'll go to the salary cap for a minute. A lot of people are going to say, well, we got to move money in, money out. Yes. But also when they say money in, money out, doesn't mean they can't move a draft pick for a team to retain salary. We've seen that a lot last year with the Orlov to Boston. I think it was Chicago taking on salary. Anaheim took on some salary. Minnesota took on some salary and got a draft pick out of it. And it depends how much salary they are taking on too. But looking at the draft picks for the Edmonton Oilers, they don't have a second in 2025. They don't have a third, fourth, or a seventh in this draft. So more than likely you're giving up maybe more than likely a first for Jake Guentzel. You got to try and relieve some salary cap somewhere because a roster player would have to go. And before anyone jumps to the conclusion that I'm saying Warren Foegele needs to go, that's right now the only realistic option unless they see something in Philip Broberg that they can move a guy like Cody Ceci. But Cody Ceci's been playing really great. If you can move a guy like Brett Kulak to move some money, there are ways they can shift it, but it depends on who goes where and what trade is available. So even if you give up whatever Pittsburgh's asking and you go to, say, the Columbus Blue Jackets or Anaheim Ducks, San Jose Sharks, hey, can you retain some for the rest of the year? We'll give you a 4th-round pick for it. They probably will retain, depending on the pick, how much they want to retain, just to kind of get that draft pick, help them in the draft. So that is something to look forward to. I know the Oilers don't really do that, haven't really done that over the course of the last 5-6 years. But that is something to kind of keep an eye on is, yes, it is money in, money out. But if you can use a draft pick in, say, 2026, a 4th-rounder, where you have all your picks still to say, hey, you get this pick, retain 50% of the 50% Pittsburgh's retaining, which I think it comes to $1.5 million if I'm not mistaken. A team will do that for a 4th or a 5th-round draft pick just to get that extra draft capital. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm on out of here.